censored, all that stuff. But you know what we don't do on YouTube?
Would that be cocaine?
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
We do not do that.
But we
Now,
may put some whiskey in our water and some sugar in our tea. What's all these crazy questions you're asking me? Go ahead. Sorry, Deez.
So while we were gone last week, obviously when last we left you, cocaine had been found, and they were doing an investigation.
Yeah, investigation.
yeah.
My ass.
But we come to find out last week that the Secret Service closed the investigation.
Of course they did.
And says that they were not able to identify the suspect, and they said that they checked for latent fingerprints and DNA evidence on the baggie that was stored inside a receptacle used to temporarily store electronic and personal devices prior to entering the West Wing. BS. Well, 100% BS. You're telling me that this building, which is supposed to be the most secure building in the world,
absolutely. You can't fart in the White House and nobody doesn't know you did it. Somebody doesn't know it.
That there's no look.
I know where you're going with this. Go ahead. Go. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna give the floor to D's. Go ahead, bro.
The very last thing that a cokehead is thinking about is wiping fingerprints off the bag.
Agreed.
It's not a thing. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I 100% think it was Hunter's, but I do 100% think it was somebody that either works there or is frequently there, and it was like, oh no, I forgot I had this on me. Where can I put it? Let me store it in this locker right here, because magically the key disappeared and never returned. Dan Bongino, though, has a different opinion. He says that, and of course he was a Secret Service agent. Did you see this at all, by the way?
I did. Go ahead.
That in his time there, that particular entrance, that, whatever, he said that the security is their protocols are so strict that the only way somebody could get in with cocaine is if it was a family member that was allowed to bypass the security checkpoint.
Now, you have to take Bongino's word for this. Bongino's not an idiot.
Oh, I agree.
He guarded Bush and Obama. So I take Bongino's word over anybody else. And look, this is not just this wasn't a public place where they give tours.
No, this was the West Wing.
This was the West Wing of the White House. So, okay, first of all, let's get this out of the way right now. They got cameras everywhere. They got Secret Service everywhere. Okay? There's got to be some video of whoever did this placing it in there. You can't tell me that. Are you going to tell me this was an Epstein situation where the cameras went dead and the guards just fell asleep? No. And second of all, like you said, there's a baggie of cocaine. Somebody puts that away and they wiped all the fingerprints off. There's no DNA evidence. There's no nothing.
Yeah. The Secret Service said that there were more than 500 people who went through the West Wing during the weekend when the substance was found, and that none of those people have come who came through are classified as suspects.
Look, there's no way. This is BS. They're covering. They had to do. I'm going to tell you something right now. If they didn't have a massive press corps in the White House, we'd have never heard about this.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the only reason this got out. It's because they know they had to do something. There was no way the press corps was going to let this go because that went like wildfire through the White House.
And we talked about this 2 weeks ago, because they had to evacuate, because at that point a white powder, the last thing anybody was thinking was that it was cocaine. Like, oh, this could be anthrax or
maybe
ricin. Or
maybe Hunter Biden just had a cold and sneezed.
Look, investigators in New York tied a single strand of hair 10 years ago to a chewed up pizza crust and arrested I can't even say the name. I don't have the story pulled up. The murder suspect in New York. But the Secret Service can't figure out, with all their cameras and all the technology in the world, can't figure out who brought the cocaine in. Give me a break.
Well, why don't we have a look at what's going? That was my phone went off. I got an email or something. Yeah, that's all that was. Hey, Aldonzo, deals are coming your way. Get a sneak peek inside. Sneak peek of what? What do we look at? Oh, D's, look at this. Oh, that's a great deal. All right, this is a Pornhub thing. No, I'm just joking. It's not that at all.
Like, what?
It's not that at all. Let's just get back to the story. No, you know what? Here's the thing. The federal government's going to cover for the Bidens just like they have been. Why do we have any reason to believe that the Secret Service and the FBI crime lab is not covering for Hunter Biden or Joe Biden
Again,
or the administration. It may not be them. It may not be.
They're
Hunter
covering
Biden.
for somebody, regardless of who it is.
It's got to be
look,
somebody high up.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a member of the Secret Service.
Well,
It's one of those things where, look, this was they found it
very well
Sunday.
be.
Saturday night, somebody went out and kicked it, and all of a sudden he's walking into work the next day like, oh crap, I forgot I still got a gram of Coke in my pocket. Where can I put it? Where can I put it? Let me throw it in this locker, take this key, flush it down the toilet. Nobody will ever know it was me. I mean, that is totally plausible, but it's also very plausible that it belonged to somebody in the Biden family, just based off of what Bongino says. But either way, regardless of who it belongs to, there is no way on this earth that anybody is going to convince me that the Secret Service couldn't figure it out, or at least narrow it down to a small handful of people, instead of giving us, well, there's 500 people and, we can't drug test them all because they don't technically work for the government.
Oh,
Blah,
yes,
blah,
you
blah.
can. They're in the White House. You can drug test and pre-screen anybody you want to. So don't give me that garbage, that BS. I got a question.
Well, but here's the thing, though, unless they're going to do like a DNA test, cocaine only stays in your system for approximately 48 hours.
I'm sure that whoever had to,
So I've heard.
So you've heard. Whoever had to bring cocaine in the White House, I'm sure didn't go, I forgot it, I'm not going to touch cocaine again. Okay? If you have that bad of an addiction to cocaine, you can't keep it out of the job, they're still doing it. They know they are.
Yeah,
That's my
I
only
mean, that
point.
don't necessarily mean they were doing it the next day.
I got a question.
But-
D's.
Yeah.
The Coke thing, we're beating it like a dead racehorse that's high on Coke. Let's do this. Did you see the video of Joe Biden trying to eat that little girl in Europe?
Yeah.
Did you? What the hell is going on? He was trying to nibble on her, and
Yeah.
she's freaking out. Don't you think, folks? I don't know if you've seen this. There's really no audio we can pull up for you. Maybe we'll get it on the Facebook page. We threaten that all the time, and it never
I'm not
happens.
going to say that is completely inappropriate because, grandparents do that.
He's not
No,
her
let me-
grandparent, and
let
he
me-
showered
let me
inappropriately with
finish.
her. All right, finish.
But you're the president of the United States, so a camera is on you just about every waking moment. B, that's not your grandchild.
Right?
And C, see this crazy old man trying to eat a little kid. It's nuts,
Get in my belly.
right?
So here's my point to it. Okay, you're right. I should have let you go. I always, sometimes I don't give D's the benefit of the doubt on the show, but I should have done that. Would you accept my apology?
Go after yourself.
All right, go after myself. I can do that. I'm used to doing that. So, don't you think that after the whole country knows he's a pedophile, then he sniffs these little kids, and he showered inappropriately with his daughter. He's always grabbing kids and sniffing them, and he gets that look in it, and he rolls his eyes back.
That new baby smell.
That new baby smell. Don't you think that he's had multiple conversations, or people have had meetings with him, and they take him aside? They're like, "Hey, Joe, come here. Yeah, come here, Joe. Yeah, do not sniff the kid. Do not sniff the kid. It's a bad look. Just please don't do it." Hey, okay. All right, don't touch the kid either. He's got a compulsion, is what he's got. He's compulsive. He has to do it.
Yeah,
That's like Jerry Sandusky. How many times did Jerry Sandusky get threatened, or they told him about this and said, these kids are coming up and saying you're molesting them? How many times, these? Multiple times,
Yeah,
right?
a lot. Yeah.
Over the years. Don't you think if Jerry Sandusky was innocent of that, he'd have been like, I'm not getting anywhere near a naked kid.
Oh,
if I'm
yeah.
having these allegations, I'm not going in the locker room. I'm not having it. Nope, he kept doing it. This is Joe Biden. And Joe Biden's so lost, he doesn't know where he's at, but he knows he wants one thing, which is little kitties. And I'm convinced of that. This dude's methed up, dude.